Hey beautiful people, what is up and welcome back to the channel and happy Makeup Monday. This is is it gonna go up on Monday? We'll see. But anyway, you guys already know, this is my new makeup releases video where I talk about all of the new products that has hit the market or will hit the market, and I give you my thoughts and my opinions on them. Sometimes they're spicy, sometimes they're not. I'm just putting that out there. So, you know, if that sounds like something you're interested in, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, join the fam. It is always a vibe over here. Now, before we get into this video, I just want to preface this with just a couple of things. One, the take that I like to have on these new makeup releases video is I like to talk about it from the perspective of what I think about the prices of products and when they will go on sale so you can save a little bit of money, because I don't believe in paying full price for makeup, skincare, or beauty in general, and I don't think you should either. And quite frankly, there's always a sale, so there's always an opportunity to save a little bit of money, because in today's economy, a little bit of money could go a very, very long way. So just putting that out there. And then also, I'm going to try to not be super negative in this video, because I know that I have been very agitated, irritated, and bothered by what has been going on in the beauty community, particularly when it comes to pricing, because I kind of think it's outrageous overall. So like, it's been bothering my spirit, and I understand that it comes out when I talk about things and it can seem really negative. So I'm going to try to not be too crazy, spicy, or too negative in this video. If it does happen, I'm sorry. But also, it's my opinion, so you know, it is what it is. Okay, per usual, I'm going to be using Makeup on Your Radar's Instagram page. I'm going to scoot over to the side so I could insert some photos, and let's just dive in. Okay, so first up, I see that we have a new shine controlling and blurring setting powder from Makeup Forever. You know, sometimes I forget that Makeup Forever is a brand. No shade, but like, I really do forget sometimes that they exist. And I'm curious, is anyone checking for Makeup Forever? Are you guys buying their products? What do they have? What is their product? What are they known for? Like, asking a very serious question, because they're not a brand that I shop from, so I don't know what is the thing to shop from them for. But anyways, it looks like this comes in a couple of different shades, which is great. And it does look like it goes pretty deep. I don't see that viral pink shade. Are we done with that? Just curious. But it is medium coverage. It has a matte finish and it's a loose powder. It looks like the main ingredients are cornstarch and kaolin clay. I don't know what that means, but it seems like this might not have talc, which is great because I know that can cause acne and other problems. And it's currently on the Sephora website for $43. Is it me, or is that expensive for a loose setting powder? That seems like a lot. I don't know how much ounces you're getting in that, but that seems like a lot of money for a loose setting powder. Is Makeup Forever considered luxury? Again, I'm not familiar with this brand, so please, like, educate me if I am just, like, crazy and not understanding how the price of their stuff works. But, you know, I don't know about Makeup Forever sales, but of course you can always pick this up during the Sephora VIB sale at a discount, 20% off or something to that effect. And things are always on sale. I feel like I may have seen a couple Makeup Forever sales, but again, it's not a brand that I'm checking for. Anyways, moving along, Pharmacy has a new flavor, I guess, or color, whatever you want to call it, in their lip smoothie. Huh. This is honey vanilla. It has vitamin C and peptide lip balm. I don't know what this is going to cost, but yeah, I do see that this is going to be an extension of their line, I guess, with a new flavor. But you guys heard what I said in the last video. When it comes to lip products, especially like lip balms and lip sleeping masks and whatnot, I think 99.987654321% of those are severely overpriced. I honestly think you could throw some Vaseline on your lips and you would be completely fine. I don't understand why they're like $20+ lip balms or lip sleeping masks. It just seems excessive to me. So that's definitely not something that I would recommend. Okay, we have a sneak peek from Gand Cosmetics. They have a new launch, and it's not an eyeshadow palette. And I'm not saying that because I have any insights into it. I'm saying that because on the brand website, not the brand website, on the post that they made, it says, this isn't the biggest edition. This isn't the biggest, boldest launch, but can't do a thing without finishing your looks with this baddie. So it must be like a finishing product. Maybe it's a liner, because, you know, they have already released an eyeliner in like the pot form. Maybe it's a liquid liner, or maybe it's a setting spray. Maybe it's a primer. I don't know. But it's not going to be an eyeshadow palette because apparently this is not like a huge release. So I am intrigued. I'm excited to see what it is. You guys know I get PR from Blend Bunny. This should be coming to me in PR. So I will definitely, well, I don't want to say I'll definitely review or test it out because I don't know what it is. So when it gets here, I'll figure out what kind of content I'll create around it. So next up, I see that Give Me Glow Cosmetics. They have, it looks like a bunch of singles. Oh yeah, it's a ton of singles. Oh, this is pretty. Oh, they have so much launching. Okay, let's go through this a little bit. So I see that they have a couple of different magnetic palettes that you can purchase. Some of them have a Valentine's theme. So I see like this Hearts palette and a bunch of like pink singles. And then there's a blue-brown palette that is pretty. Honestly, it's pretty, but if you take away the blue, that is a neutral palette with a pop of blue. And it has like the warm neutrals, which are like that golds with a silver in it as well, like a silver and a black. So kind of warm and cool tone neutrals with a pop of blue. Nothing revolutionary, and I've seen that done a lot with blue palettes. Like blue palettes tend to always have some brown mixed in there somewhere. The magnetic palette for this is actually really nice though. It's this kind of like starry thing. And I guess this bundle would be called Midnight Kiss. It's pretty. There's also a green palette. This is really funny because this seems like it's, again, neutrals. More warm tone neutrals like this time with a pop of green. And this is Champagne Toast. So it looks like there's that green bundle, that blue bundle, the pinky bundle, and a couple of other magnetic palettes that they have available. Okay. Now, Give Me Glow is one of those brands that I just don't check for because I just don't have the capacity to look at every single indie brand. And I feel like I've talked about this before, but when it comes to single shadows, I am not using mine. So if I'm not using mine, there's absolutely no reason why I should be buying more because they just get lost, you know? They just really don't fit my lifestyle anymore. So Micah Beauty Shop has a sneak peek, and it looks like this is just a bunch of singles. Or is this one shade? So Dazzling is a iridescent shade from One Last Wish palette. In the pan, I can see the shade has purple in pictures. In the pan, I can see the shade as purple. In pictures, it turns out blue. White bases, you can see it. The text is exactly like Oh Happiness single. Is this just one shade? Or is this a palette? Because I'm like seeing a palette, but it looks like they're highlighting one shade. So I can't tell if they are selling this palette or not, but I'm not interested in purchasing a palette of just singles or multi-chromes. That is not my desire at this point. Okay, I'm scrolling a little bit further. It does look like this is a palette and they're like highlighting a different shade every day. Oh, wait, hold on. This Magical Dust is pretty. It's this gold, orange, greeny multi-chrome. These swatches look stunning. Wow, that is beautiful. Okay. I think we talked about this last time, but I'll quickly mention it again. We have a collection from Wicked Widow Beauty. There's the Lovesick palette. That's going to be $36. There's a cosmetic bag for $6. Oh, that's not bad. And a lipstick trio for $34. This palette is actually pretty. I don't know anything about Wicked Widow Beauty, so you guys let me know about the formula. This is, what, 8 shades? So you get 8 shades for $36. I guess. I don't know. And it looks like there's 4 mattes. One of these shimmers looks like a satin, that white one. And then the others look like standard shimmers. I don't think this is any special shades or anything, but okay. I'm not like jumping for joy at any of these releases right now. Just saying. So Rem Beauty, they are releasing a hydrating setting spray. I am too oily to want a hydrating setting spray. That's just not going to work for me. But it looks like there's also a bunch of other things coming as well. So it looks like there's also a satin matte bronzer and a satin matte blush. What is going on with Rem Beauty? Where is Rem Beauty? Now, I know that it was originally a Morphe brand, and then Ariana bought it back from Morphe. So is it just hers? Like, who does it live with is my question. I am intrigued because they say that the blush and the bronzer are matte, but satin mattes. So I want to know, like, what does that mean? How much shine is there to it? Does that mean that it's going to keep my skin matte? Like, what's happening here? Because I am very oily. the seasons will eventually change. It'll be summertime, so I'm not looking for anything hydrating in summer. I need to be matte, so I'm curious as to what that looks like. So we talked about the brush, the blush, the bronzer, and the setting spray, and it looks like there's also going to be 2 brushes that are released as well. One for the bronzer, one for the blush. So curious, interesting. Let me know if you guys are interested in that at all. Okay, and then we finally have the full reveal for the Betty Boo collection from Glamlite Cosmetics. It is exactly what I think we all thought it was. It's a red palette. So it's pretty much reds and pinks, and then you have some black. You have black and you have like some brown shades. I mean, that's kind of Betty Boo, right? There's no yellow in this, surprisingly. But yeah, I think it's exactly what you would expect from Betty Boo. So I'm not surprised, but also like I'm not looking for a large monochromatic, because it is pretty monochromatic, reddish pinkish palette at all. Let me tell you about the rest of the products in it, and then we'll go through what the price is. So again, we already saw the mirror. The mirror is pretty. It's a cute mirror, I'll give it that. But I'm not a big Betty Boo stan, so I don't think I would actually use it. There's a blush duo, which I've seen them do in all of their other collections. This collection is very, very reminiscent of what they've already put out in terms of like the format. Like I think Glamlite has a format for these collections, you know? You get a bag, you get a mirror, you get a blush duo, you get some lip products or a lip kit, that type of stuff. So there is a bag, a makeup bag. I'm just saying, there's only so many makeup bags people need. And by that, I mean like 1, maybe 2. I'll give you up to 4, 5. You can have up to 5 makeup bags and it'll be okay. Anything more than that is just too much, you know? So it looks like the makeup bag might have that kind of holographic shift to it, but I can't say that for sure. There's a lip kit. Like I said, lip liner and a lipstick. There's a mascara. That's a first. Is this their first mascara? It might be. And there are lashes. So let me give you guys the rundown in terms of pricing. That full collection, so everything I just talked about, is going to run you $118, which honestly, not bad, because that's a lot of products for $118. And that's if you want it in the PR box. So if you don't care to get the PR box, you could get the full collection for $106. So even better. Personally, I don't really care for PR boxes. I mean, yeah, it's great for like filming a video, but after that, then what? Unless you have a beauty room and you put those things on display, sure, I don't. So I don't think it's necessary to buy the box. But I'm glad that the box isn't that crazily priced, because $106 to $118, what is that? $12 for the extra for the box? That's not terrible. The palette itself is going to retail for $32. Again, really affordable. I love that about Glamlite. They keep it cheap. The mascara is going to be $15. That's not terrible. I've seen more expensive mascaras for sure. I personally think all mascara should be less than $10, but that's a me thing. So, you know. The lip kit is $14. You see, that's where I get confused, because the lip kit comes with a liner and a pen and a lipstick. So you get a lip liner and a lipstick for $14, which means essentially each product is $7 a piece. So 2 products, about $7 a piece. Why is one mascara $15? Is mascara that expensive to make? And are there that many different formulas you can do with a mascara? I feel like every mascara does the exact same thing for the most part. So I don't understand why there's so much like variation in price. But whatever. Anyways, the blush duo, so you get 2 blush shades, that's $14. The mirror is going to be $25. The lashes are going to be $12. And the bag is going to be $35. Oh. And it's important to note that the bag, which is that lenticular motion, so it kind of shifts between 2 different images, it's sold separately, and it's not a part of the bundle or the PR box. So that $118 or the $106 does not include the bag. Something to note. All right. Like I said, the collection is okay. Glamlite always does a collection well. Like the packaging everything is always on spot on. This is just not the collection for me. I'm not a huge Betty Boop fan. Don't really care. So next up, Adept Cosmetics has finally revealed and actually released their Flying Fiddles palette. You know, I appreciate a brand that shows us what it is and then puts it on sale like 3 days later. These long drawn out reveals, they bother me. And honestly, the longer it takes to reveal a product, the less I want it. Because I just want to, just show me what the product is. I hate when brands drag on reveals. Like, don't do a single a day. That is annoying. I'm just saying, it's quite annoying. Just show us what it is and then put it on sale 3 days later. Because I think that also keeps the hype going. Because people were super hyped about it when they revealed it. And it gets people to buy impulsively. I think from like a business perspective, if you put it on sale like very soon after you've revealed it and people are still hyped about it, they'll purchase impulsively and they won't really think it through. Now, did I buy this? Yes. Are there some things that I'm thinking about now that I've had time for the hype to die down? Yes. And you guys said this as well. Now, this is a beautiful palette. It's absolutely stunning. And this, in my opinion, is what neutral means to indie. When we think about neutral palettes, or when I think about neutral eyeshadow palettes, I feel like my perception of it is very different than what the indie community thinks. So this is technically neutral palette for indie. I personally love the Adept Cosmetics eyeshadow formula, so I knew that this was, I at least assumed that this is going to be a formula that I like. But you guys brought up some very valid points, and now that I've had time to really look at it, I kind of agree with what a lot of you all have said. There are a number of, just looking at these swatches here, very similar shades. For example, the top swatch, that multi-chrome, as well as the second to last shade, so going from the wrist to the bottom of the arm, so the first swatch and then the second to last swatch, those look like they have the exact same shift. Maybe a little bit deeper. The depth is a little bit more in the bottom shade, but in terms of the shifts from this swatch, it looks very, very similar. And then there are 3 shades that are kind of icy swatches that, quite frankly, look the same when swatched up. Now, granted, these are pictures. They don't tell you what it is in real life. I do think Adept does an excellent job at providing true swatches, but I also want to acknowledge that they do swatch on an arm that is covered in, I believe, foundation. So it's not just a bare arm, and I don't know what their lighting situation is like. So I can't speak to, like, how true to reality it is. But looking at these swatches that they provided, there are a number of these shimmers that look very similar to each other. So I think that makes this feel like less worth it. And a lot of you guys said that, and I can understand that. I think it definitely could feel less worth it if there are so many shades that feel very duplicative or are going to look similar. And I think that, yes, you can obviously see that these aren't spot on exact shades, but from the perspective of putting it onto your lids, it's going to look the same. And it's going to look the same because when people are looking at your lids, even when you are looking at your lids or something like that, nobody's going to be that close to your eyeballs. Like, unless you are deep into a makeout session or getting jiggy with it, nobody's going to be that close to your face. You know what I mean? So if they're not going to be that close to your face, if you were to put one on one lid and one on the next, would they really even notice that they were 2 separate shades? Just something to think about. Okay, and the sun is moving, so the light is doing things. So give me 2 seconds. Okay, so the lighting may have shifted a little bit. I might look a little too warm, but just go with me, guys. This is a lot of natural. It is sunny today. It is sunny in Philadelphia. Isn't that a movie? Anyways, it is actually really nice and sunny today. It's been weeks without a drop of sunlight, and I'm so excited that we actually have some natural light flowing because you guys know I prefer to film in natural light. Okay, so we have, moving along from Adept Cosmetics, there's a new fragrance released from Gand Beauty. Who are these? Wait, hold up now. Now, this is the, I'm not going to try to pronounce it, but it's $25. And they say that it's their debut strawberry scent. Ripe strawberries plucked from the vine are warmed by a velvety soft vanilla cream and whipped sugar. Blah, blah, blah. The top notes are fresh strawberries, Florida orange, and hint of banana. Oh, that sounds nice. The mid notes are heliotrope flower, soft butter, and coconut water. And the base notes are whipped sugar and vanilla cream. Like, my interest is piqued because I've never heard of this brand, but $25 fragrance, it sounds nice. And now looking at their page, it looks like they offer quite a decent amount of, they have a lot of different fragrances. Wow, okay. Are they a dupe brand? Does anybody know about Gand Beauty and their scents? Please let me know, because I even think the packaging is quite nice. It is, I'm interested. I'm intrigued. Okay, so Profusion has I'm guessing this is their Valentine's collection. Yes, it's the Cupid Valentine's collection where passion meets intense pigment. Oh my gosh, this looks like child's makeup. Those little heart quints. Oh, that makes me cringe so much. This is kitty makeup. I'm not even going to spend time talking about this because I'm just going to tell you, don't buy these child's makeup. Like this, it looks so ugly. Why would you do that? So we have a new skincare release from Fenty. This is the Butter Drop Whipped Oil Body Cream with tropical oils and shea butter. I thought that this was already a thing. Or is this new? I feel like this already existed. Either way, it is $46. And it's available now. It says that it provides deep hydration that feels like a vacation. It has a delicious blend of 7 conditioning essential oils. And glycerin, antioxidant-packed Barbados cherry. This sounds expensive. And when it comes to skincare, I like my skincare drugstore. So these are things don't tend to appeal to me. Because I think that, one, they're usually packed with a lot of fragrance. And they just do the same thing as a basic moisturizer. Like, so I'm not really, I don't care to look further into that at all. So let's just keep moving along. Oh, they do have this foundation. So Makeup Forever has the HD Skin Foundation. That's where I know them from. And yeah, I do think that, I need to dive a little bit deeper into this brand. Either way, they have a new Hydra Glow Skin Care Foundation. So it's a 86% skincare based foundation with medium coverage and a natural luminous finish that hydrates, plumps, smooths, and brightens skin instantly and over time. So this apparently has 24-hour hydration and glow. Don't wear your foundation for 24 hours, and it's supposed to be buildable medium coverage. Now, in terms of that skincare claim, I don't know what it has in there other than hyaluronic acid. It says, using a Hydra Skin Booster Complex with hyaluronic acid, it's a skincare ritual all-in-one product that works to smooth, plump, and brighten skin instantly over time. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. So it's $47 now. I feel like that's on par. I don't even know where makeup prices are anymore. So that might be right. It might be average. Who knows? But other than hyaluronic acid, what else is in there? I'm not seeing anything particular. Also, do not expect your makeup to do skincare. Don't expect your makeup to do the work of skincare. Like, there's just no world in which that makes sense. Like, at least not with our technology right now. So I hate that brands are trying to make things do double duty when they don't do them very well in either way. Because I feel like what it ends up happening is that instead of it being just a good foundation, you end up having subpar skincare and a subpar foundation because you're trying to put products into the foundation to make it skincare worthy, and each thing just ends up being half-assed versus you just having a good skincare routine and a good foundation. That's just kind of what bothers me. Now, what is interesting is that it looks like they're offering this in 2 sizes. So you get a full size, which is 30 milliliters, or a mini, which is 12 milliliters. I like that. I've said this before. I think brands need to offer more minis. Now, would it probably cost more per like gram or ounce or milliliter or whatever? Yes. It's definitely going to end up costing more in the long run. But given that I think most of us do not end up using our products to completion before they go bad or before they expire, I think we would appreciate smaller products that we could actually finish up than larger products that sit there for months and months and months and then we still end up throwing it out and wasting it anyway. At least I know I would personally. If you don't purchase as frequently or as much quantity as we do, you might feel differently. Okay, so is this sorcellery? I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but sorcellery apothecary. That I'm sure that's weird and wrong. But Match Made in Heaven Parfum, this is going to be $38. This is $38 and it looks like it's restocking February 6th. Notes a matcha vanilla soft serve cherry blossom, almond waffle cone, powdered sugar, and creamy sandalwood. I'm torn. the matcha sounds really nice, but then we got to the vanilla soft serve cherry blossom almond waffle cone powdered sugar piece, and then I'm like, oh, I'm gonna smell like cake, I'm gonna smell like food, and I don't like smelling like food. That just felt like it got way too sweet way too quickly, so I was not into it. But all of these fragrance brands have me quite intrigued. Not that I need a perfume in any way, form, or fashion, so I'm gonna like mind my business over here. Okay, so we have a new release from Makeup a Murder. This was the brand that I remember, I think had that very weird crime scene makeup palette. I don't think I like the premise of this brand. And you guys know I'm obsessed with true crime. I love listening to true crime stories. I follow them very, very closely. But I don't know if I necessarily want true crime makeup or true crime inspired makeup. That doesn't I don't know, something about it feels icky to me for some reason. Now for the collection, it looks like there's a mirror. I do like that kind of crumped up metal mirror like feel. That's actually very, very pretty. And the wait, hold up. This is actually really affordable. Now I'm like backtracking because I'm seeing the prices. So the mirror by itself is $5.90. They are so okay. let's back this up because I might actually buy this. Jesus. Okay. So there's the Death Metals palette that's $24.06. If Looks Could Kill, I think that's another palette. It's $24.06 as well. So it looks like there's 3 palettes. Death Metals, If Looks Could Kill, and My Murder Weapon, $24.06. There's a mini eyeliner that's $8.98. There's a brush set that's $11.34. And then the mirror is $5.90. So the full collection is, I believe, I don't know what the full collection is going to cost, but you can use an affiliate code and save 10% on the full collection, plus there's another 10% off of the full collection. So you can get everything for $88.23. I'm a little bit confused as to the pricing of this, and I'm wondering if this is not based in the US, and that's why the translation is different in terms of the currency, because when I see brands have like palettes that cost like 6 cents or extra, like 24.6 or $11.34, like that's a weird number to me. So I'm wondering if this is no, I mean, this is based in Florida. Then what is happening? I'm so confused because if this is based in Florida, why is there some significance? Is there some murder significance? And you see, the thing about this brand and the thing about this, like these products that is giving me pause, wait, hold on, something in my eye, is, it kind of feels like capitalizing off of like trauma, death, murder, and also inviting demons into my home. So that's why I'm concerned. Because I know I'm covered by the blood of Jesus. Amen. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. But also, why would I open up my door and say, yes, come hither? That seems wrong. That is why this brand bothers me a little bit. Because it feels like I'm inviting evil into my house. And I know that's probably illogical. It doesn't make a lot of sense. But that's what my spirit is telling me. So I'm going to have to do a little bit more digging because this is a little bit morbid for me, like just in my opinion, but I am intrigued. I am interested. And I know you're probably like, but you like true crime. How does this even like what do you mean? What are you talking about? So, I don't know. It's conflicting feelings that don't exactly make rational sense. So I have to dive deeper into it. That's just kind of what it boils down to. Let me just do a couple more because honestly, my stomach is growling. And if you have not heard it yet, I don't know what to tell you because it's making a lot of noise over here. Okay, so Waver has another lip product. It's the Powerful Lip Shine. I can't tell if this is a lip oil or not. Oh no, it's a lip gloss. Never mind. So it's a lip gloss. If I'm not mistaken, Zoeva is a black-owned or black-founded beauty brand, but I feel like they've kind of fallen off. I feel like they had a little bit of hype and then like they just kind of fizzled away. I'm not interested in any lip glosses. That's definitely not what I'm looking for. And I don't know why, but it seems like there's just a lot of lip glosses, lip oils, lip balms coming out. Actually, it makes sense because we are in like the driest and the coldest months of the year, technically. January, February are the coldest months of the year. So that's when our skin, everything tends to be a little bit drier, a little bit more crusty. So you're trying to be hydrated. So I understand why all of these lip products are coming out. So I get it. Makes sense. Speaking of that, there are some new releases from Haus Labs. This is the PhD Lip Glaze. A breakthrough skincare-infused innovation with burn-free lip plumping after 2 weeks of continuous use. A first-of-its-kind, science-forward, 4-in-1 formula of a lip oil, balm, plumper, and gloss in 6 juicy shades. What in the Frankenstein? So it's Haus Tech powered. So it's Haus Labs Poly Plumper Peptide Complex plumped lip appearance with cutting edge combination of maxi lip and volulip. Vegan collagen plus prickly pear oil moisture barrier feels boosted with added hydration and lips feels nourished and smoother. Y'all, I'm still trying to process what I just read. Because this is apparently a lip oil, a lip balm, a lip plumper, and a lip gloss all in one. What is happening? No, part of me genuinely just wants to try this because these are a lot of claims. You know what I mean? This is claiming to not only have me hydrated, but to also be plumping after 2 weeks of use. Like, it's giving skincare claims, but also like, I don't know. But I'm intrigued. I'm curious. And I might pick up at least one of these. I don't know what it's going to cost, but they said that this was the first of its kind. This is one of a kind, and it sure as hell seems like it because they just went through 4 different formulas, and they apparently put it into one. So I might pick up one of these to try. So Koss has a BB Burst Tinted Gel Cream. I guess this is a tinted moisturizer. Cool beans. So it's a clean tinted gel cream that's a fresh take on tinted moisturizer. You know, some of the things that I hate about the beauty community is that we find new names and new phrases for things that already exist. Like, tinted gel cream. Just call it a tinted moisturizer. Like, why are we making up names for things that already exist? Why? Like, make it make sense. No, you guys know Koss is very, very skincare focused when it comes to their products. So they have a couple of like claims or products or whatever. So copper peptides support collagen and visibly plump and firm. Zinc soothes sensitive skin and helps with redness. Saccharide, that might be wrong. Isomerate, that may also be wrong. So saccharide isomerate. Smooths and supports skin barrier. Sodium PCA hydrates and helps retain moisture. Sorry. So the price of this is $38. I'm not sure how many shades this comes in, but it looks like it has a solid shade range. Cool beans. I don't know. I feel like I've never really heard great things about the Koss formulas because they don't have great longevity. Because they are so skincare first, I've heard a lot of complaints about their products going bad quickly and just kind of like breaking down over the day. They don't really last as long on the skin as other brands and other products. And like I said, I would just much rather my skincare and my makeup. Like, I don't need skincare in my makeup. And maybe that's because I already have like skincare issues that I go see a dermatologist for, and I get professional like grade products to put on my skin, that I'm not looking for my skin to be improved by foundation. And given that, and I've heard a lot of professionals say this, dermatologists and others, given that the amount of product that you would have to put on your face to get the effects of the skincare, it doesn't even make sense. Like, it's more of a packaging and a branding thing. Yes, they can say that they have skincare in their products because they do have it, but from an efficacy standpoint, because we're using literally 1, maybe 2 pumps of product on our skin and we're blending it out and whatnot, that is not enough to actually have the skincare work. But I have no expertise in that. I'm just repeating what I've heard others with more with actual expertise in this area and with more knowledge about this say. Okay, so we have a new collection from Spectrum Cosmetics. They have a Lady and the Tramp bundle. You guys know that they particularly focus on brushes. So there is an 8-piece brush set for £50. There's a makeup bag for basically £25. And I'm saying basically because these are all like $49.99, $24.99. So I'm rounded up. One little pence ain't gonna make no difference. You get a 4-piece puff set for $15. And if you want the bundle, it's gonna be $70. This is cute. It has like a nice little velvety, like the bag is this cute little velvet thing. It's cute, but I feel like I have nothing tied to Lady and the Tramp that's making me want this. And I don't know. You guys already heard when it comes to my makeup brushes, I am trying very hard to like declutter everything that I have that is not natural hair, because I am a distinguished older woman and my lids deserve softer brushes. Like really, that's what it boils down to, is that yes, and you can argue with me about, yes, there are some soft synthetic brushes. Yes, I'm not going to deny that there are synthetic brushes that exist that are quite soft, but they will never be as soft as natural hair brushes. Argue with your mama. We're not doing this, because there's no way you can tell me that they're as soft or softer than natural hair brushes. I'm telling you, I have an excessive amount of brushes in my collection that range from so many different price points. And I mean like both synthetic and natural hair brushes. And I can say with 100% confidence that my natural hair brushes are softer than anything else. And over time, they continue to be soft. I don't know what it is about these synthetic brushes, but over time, they get scratchier. So, and I use very good soap when I wash my like brushes and whatnot. A tip for like washing brushes, because I've used multiple different kinds of soap, especially if you have sensitive lids or whatever, use baby soap because it gets it clean, but it's also very, very gentle. So just a tip that I learned a couple of years back. But I've also used like my Refa brush soap, Sigma brush soap. I've used so many different kinds of soap on my brushes. Honestly, what I have is what I use. Shop Miss A has one as well. So it's not the soap that I'm using. It's just that natural hair brushes are softer. Point blank period. Okay, so I'm going to end with like 2 quick things. So Kryptine, somebody needs to tell me how to say that, but Crype Cosmetics has a new launch. This is the first launch from the brand. It's really pretty. This is their, I don't know, what is the name of this palette? Burnt Forest palette. Really beautiful, neutral, kind of green leaning palette. It's $59. And I believe this is an Asian brand. So I don't know if this is shipping from within the US. But it says that to celebrate our first launch, you can use code CELEBRATE to get free international shipping. Please note, because we are in Chinese New Year at the moment, your order won't be shipped until 18th of February. Okay, this is definitely a Chinese brand. So it might take a pretty long time to get here. But $59 isn't bad. That being said, I do wonder once, you know, that free shipping code ends, if there's going to be, like, what the price would be to ship this internationally, like, for us as consumers. But it's pretty. I definitely think that. Now, last week we talked about Gand Beauty and their launch. And I kind of want to go back to that a little bit, because I feel like I've gotten a little bit more details. Now, and I mean, like, bare minimum more details. I'm not diving too deep into this brand. The palette is available now. It is $130. I still stand very firm in what I say. I think that is pricey, regardless of how unique or special or handmade or whatever this brand or formula is. It's expensive. But like, it is what it is. And I know many of you guys have said that it is cheaper than buying singles, and I completely agree with you there. 100%. If you were to buy a bunch of single multi-chromes, it would cost you significantly more. But I also don't think we can compare singles to palettes. Palettes are always going to be cheaper than buying singles. So I don't look at palettes, especially multi-chrome palettes, and compare them to singles. I look at multi-chrome palettes against multi-chrome palettes. I compare palette to palette, because I don't think we're comparing apples to oranges. I'll start there. In terms of the formula, because I was unsure of what it was when I first saw the release, I was just like, what is this? I've come to find out that it is handmade. It's made in Hong Kong in a lab, but it's handmade. And I believe the only like part of the process is the pressing that's done by a machine. So all of the mixing of the pigments and everything together, that's all handmade. Do with that what you will. If you want to purchase the palette, purchase the palette. If you want to test out the formula, test out the formula. It does seem that this is not, and I think brand has made it clear, this is not private label. So even though it's made in a Chinese lab, it's not a existing formula that they just put into a palette. They have curated this formula, so it is a unique formula. So I just wanted to like add that little bit of context to this, because when I saw the palette, there wasn't any of that information out there. And I do think that the brand is trying to respond to questions about like the cost and the formula, because it's not cheap, you know, it's not cheap. So I think people have very valid questions about like, is this private labeled? Where is it made? All of that fun jazz. So the brand, from what I've seen, has been quite responsive. So if this is something that's interested you, I definitely recommend going to the page, reaching out to the brand and asking more questions if you have them. But that's it. I just wanted to provide that little extra context there. All right, let me scooch over and end this off, because one, the sun is sunning, which honestly, this isn't bad. But that being said, I'm also very, very hungry. Okay, so that wraps up today's, or this week's new makeup releases video, Makeup Mondays, whatever I'm calling it at this point. I want to thank you guys so much for rocking with me today. I also did not tell you guys this at the top of the video, but I am wearing Moira Cosmetics, and there is a video of me applying this entire face. So you'll get to see this soon, probably after this video or before. I'm not sure which direction this is going to go in, but I did film this look for you if you guys are curious. So it should be coming soon. Those just take a little bit longer to edit. As always, I appreciate you guys for rocking with me, hanging with me. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you liked it, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe on your way out if you already haven't done so. Ring the notification bell so you never miss an upload from me. And as always, I want to say thank you guys. I appreciate you so much more than you know. And I will catch you in the next one. Bye!